Hello, this is Jacob Jenkins reporting to you a story about a boy who loved to kickbox. I hope you like it, because I'm hoping to have this made into a cartoon one of these days. So here's the story. Once there was a boy who moved to America from Canada. He was a white boy named Elliot McDiva. He was about 11 years old, and he loved kickboxing. And his favorite football team is the Denver Broncos. But his mother had some issues with kickboxing and did not want to see him doing it. So he always kickboxed in secret. Okay, here we go. One time, as he was starting school, he soon started getting picked on by a bully who was Mexican, and he kept getting picked on until all of a sudden, two black boys came in and helped Elliot out. They took Elliot to his class, and Elliot started working hard, getting good grades and everything, until finally, 2 days later, he finds out that school has that kickboxing club, and the bully was in it too. So Elliot goes to tries out, and then he beats up the bully and makes the team. But his mom still has issues, so he still kept it a secret. But the coach liked him. By the way, his mother's black and... Sorry. His mother's white, his father's black. Okay, now. 2 days later, he finds out that he has a brother living in the same city as he is. He's living in Houston, Texas. So Elliot is in Victoria, so Elliot goes all the way down to Houston to meet his brother. And he asks his brother, and he sees that his brother is depressed and he's just drunk and everything. But despite all that, Elliot was happy to see him, and Elliot asked him to take him under his wing and teach him how to kickbox, but the brother refused and sent him on his way. So he kept learning from the coach and started getting a little bit better, and he started getting better and better. And all of a sudden, Elliot finds out his brother was in court. So he goes up to court. So Elliot gets himself all dressed fancy in a suit, and goes up to the court and helps out his brother. And then his brother suddenly has a change of heart and decides to take him under his wing. With his brother teaching him and everything, Elliot just kept getting better and better and better. And he starts winning every single fight that the coach puts in front of him. Started knocking everyone out and everything. Punching them in the face, punching them in the gut, and punching them in the chin, everywhere. But the one person that wasn't liking Elliot's success was the vice principal. And so the vice principal devised a plan. Back at the bar that Elliot's brother always goes to, he disguised himself as a bartender, and gave and gave his brother some kind of drug that made him feel like, as his brother drank his drink, he started feeling like really, really drunk and started pounding on people. Pounded on people in there. Punching them, kicking them, hitting them everywhere. In the face and the gut everywhere. Until finally, one of the men intervened and just boom, knocked Elliot's brother out. And his brother was hauled, someone called the police, and the vice principal called the police, and the brother was hauled off to jail. And then Elliot arrives at the gym. His brother wasn't there, so he goes off to training, waiting for his brother. Finally, his training was done, and his brother didn't arrive. And so he went back home. And his father asked him, Elliot, could you come in here and sit with your parents, please? Please? Elliot says, sure. And then all of a sudden, Elliot looks with wide eyes and saw that the vice principal was there. And then the mom asked, is it true, have you been doing kickboxing behind our backs? Elliot just gets mad and says, yeah, cause you don't support me. You were supposed to support me, Mom. And so the vice principal says his brother was arrested for getting so drunk and beaten up on people. And as you should know, the brother has been helping him with kickboxing. The mom screams, what? Oh my. So, yeah, is this true, Elliot? Yeah, said Elliot in an angry. Is this true, Elliot? Asked the father. Yeah, said Elliot in an angry voice. Because you don't support me. Hey, you're not gonna have any more support, said the vice principal. Oh, with an evil laugh. And because your brother's been arrested, so he can't come see you, kickbox. Hey! And Elliot noticed that evil look on the vice principal's face. So Elliot yells, what did you do to him? I did. And the vice principal lies and says, I didn't do anything to him. He just got drunk. No, I know you did something. You put some kind of drug in him. And I'm telling you right now, if my brother's not there, then I quit. I quit kickboxing, I quit school and everything. The mom yells, be quiet. And Elliot yells, no, Mom, I will not be quiet. You be quiet. As a matter of fact, shut your mouth. And they started arguing back and forth until the father yells, calm down. Oh, look, my brother, Elliot says, look, my brother is someone who believes in me. The father says, I'm someone who believes in you. Your father is someone who believes in you. Your mother is someone who believes in you. No, she's not. She always thinks I'm gonna fail. Hell, like I'm gonna get hurt. Like she always has to come to my rescue. That ain't right. That ain't right, screamed Elliot. Well, since he's on the kickboxing team, I decided to make a wager. If Elliot wins, he continues kickboxing in the school. But if he loses, he's never allowed to kickbox in the school again. Ha 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 ha! And so Elliot gets mad and says, I'm gonna do it in my brother's honor, because my brother knows a lot about kickboxing just as much as that coach, just as much as that cool black coach back at the school. Cool. And you know what? I'm done with you, vice principal. Cause you are so wrong. Cause this is so wrong. This is so dang wrong. And Mom, I'm through holding. I am through being scared just to make stuck-up ladies like you look good. Elliot and then that night before Elliot went to bed, his mom, and that night before Elliot went to bed and he calmed down a little, Elliot's mom came and told him a story about the grandfather and the big brother. They were on a vacation in Las Vegas, and Elliot's brother was only 15. And you know, the mother was 15 when she had Elliot's brother. And then all of a sudden a gunman came out of nowhere and started shooting up the place. And then he was aiming at Elliot's brother, and then he fired the gun, and just in the nick of time, the grandfather jumps in the middle of the bullet, but it went right through his chest, right through the heart. The grandfather was killed instantly, and the burglar and the gunman never got caught. And that haunts Elliot's mother to this day. Hey, because his grandfather was a because her father was a kickboxer and her son was a kickboxer. Sir, after talking a little bit more and talking about their differences, Elliot and his mother say sorry to each other, and Elliot's mother said, "I'm going to support you from now on." Elliot smiles and gives his mother a big hug. He gives both him and his grandmother a big hug. And then it turned out, and then as Elliot goes off to practice, the mother got a job as a police officer. She gets Elliot's big brother out of jail, and the big brother takes her back to her house, and she sees how she's living. He's all drunk, his house is a mess, and he's all smoking and everything. The mother was like, "You don't belong here, and I'm sorry," and gave the big brother a big hug. Elliot wants you to be there, so please come. So finally, the day had come. Elliot's new friends supported him and were cheering him on as Elliot was getting ready. So as Elliot leaves, the vice principal pulls out the bully. The bully had transferred to another school after losing to Elliot in practice. He went to another school that had a kickboxing club, and the vice principal offered him a deal. And the deal was this: knock out Elliot, defeat Elliot, and forbidding him for kickboxing anymore, and I'll give you $50 million. And so, as Elliot wasn't looking, the vice principal put some kind of shocking knuckles in Elliot's gloves. Elliot didn't notice it and puts his gloves on. As Elliot goes into the ring, he looks around at his family and finally sees his brother and his wife and his nieces and nephews come out and sitting on the stands. Finally, the match begins, but then all of a sudden, the Knuckles just started shocking Elliot. And Elliot was getting like beaten real bad. In the last 2 rounds, Elliot did not get knocked out, but he kept on getting beaten, kept getting all kind of bruises. Elliot was getting punched everywhere. In the face, in the stomach, in the jaw, everywhere. Finally, after 2 rounds, the big sister and the big brother goes right up to Elliot and pulls off his gloves. Actually, no, they take Elliot to the back of the locker room just for a second. Called a timeout, took Elliot to the room just for a second and pulled out the shocking Knuckles. Then pulled out the shocking Knuckles. Then they brought Elliot back. And Elliot's big brother goes right in and speaks to him. Listen, man, you got beaten up in the last 2 rounds. So now you need a knockout. You start punching him everywhere. Punching him in the rib, punching him in the gut, in the ribs, everywhere. You go for those ribs. This is your time. This is your match. Now go for it. Go for it. Rit. You got this. Understand? Remember, you already lost a lot of points, so you need a knockout. Elliot yells, "All right, big bro, I got it." And then Elliot just starts going, and as the bell rings, Elliot just starts going off on the bully. Boom, 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 punching the bully everywhere, in the face, in the gut, everywhere. And the vice principal is looking on in shock, like, "Why isn't my trap working? King, I put those shocking Knuckles in his gloves. Then, unknown to the vice principal, Elliot's big sister was recording him. And finally, Elliot delivered the final 2 punches. Punching him low, punching the bully in the gut, and finally a super hard boom uppercut, knocking 2 of the bully's top front teeth out. The bully was not getting up, so the match was over and Elliot won. The vice principal just got outraged and started going crazy. Ah! And so all of a sudden picks the bully up and starts slapping him around. Elliot yells, "Stop it, man!" And then who? "You stay out of this," yelled the vice principal. "And this is my business. This is my school," said the vice principal. "Not anymore." Or with the big sister with her recorder grabs the microphone, puts it to her recorder, and the recorder said what the vice principal had been saying. And everyone found out the vice principal was having the bully and everyone found out that the vice principal was having the bully cheat. And then And so the head principal walks right up and says, "Vice principal, you're fired." The vice principal was as still as a statue for 2 minutes, and then he got even more outraged. And then all of a sudden, the vice principal pulls out a machete. He about to stab Elliot to death. But the big sister stops him and kicks. The big bully jumps in front of the vice principal and kicks him in the gut. And then Elliot uppercuts him. And then the bully goes up and climbs up to the top turnbuckle and just does a modified version of the people's elbow on him. And then the cops intervened. And the cops intervened, and that vice principal was sentenced to life in prison for attempted murder. And then the bully and Elliot were now best friends. And the girl named Alana Haywood, who had been working for the vice principal, guess what she did? She went right up to Elliot and kissed Elliot, smack dab, right on the lips. Elliot was now known as the champion of the school. Well, he had made some new friends, both black and white, and he never argued, and he and his mother never argued again. And Elliot would go undefeated through his middle school years and high school years and college years. He would soon go into the UFC. And then he is now married with 1 boy and 4 daughters. The boy is the oldest. And he now runs a company, and he now owns a fighting company known as Titans Battle. A fighting company where you can use any style: kickboxing, kung fu, wrestling, and anything. And that is the story of the kickboxing boy. The end.